Shri Nyasa Dasakam. Shriman Venkatanathāryaha Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo me Sannidhattam Sada Hridi Swami Swashesham Swavasham Swabharatvena Nirbharam Swadatta Swadhiya Swartham Swasmin Yasyati Mam Swayam.
Shriman Venkatanathāryaha Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo me Sannidhattam Sada Hridi Aham Madrakshana Bharo Madrakshana Phalam Tatha Namamastri-pate Yatmanam Nikshipet Buddha Aham Madrakshana Bharo Madrakshana Phalam Tatha Namamastri-pate Yatmanam Nikshipet Buddha Nyasyam Kinchana Striman Anukulonya Varditaha Vishwasa Prarthana Purvam Atmaraksha Bharam Tvai Swami Swashesham Swavasham Swabharatvena Nirbharam Swadatta Swadhiya Swartham Swasmin Nyasyasi Mam Swayam. Again, Swamin Swashesham Swavasham Swabharatvena Nirbharam Swadatta Swadhiya Swartham Swasmin Nyasyasi Mam Swayam. So let us begin. There was a clarification sought by one of the honorable members of this group of Sri Keshav Das Swami. What happens when we commit sins after Bharanyasa, otherwise called Sharanagati, otherwise called Prapatti, and so on, in Swami Deshika Sampradaya. There are many views, authentic views. Swami Vedanta Deshika himself refers to the sins committed after Bharanyasa in Ragasya Ratnavali, in a book called Ragasya Ratnavali. And he has given there the formulae, the sutras. We call it aphorisms. Aphorisms. So he says, there are two types of sins that we commit even after Bharanyasa. Number one, the sins committed knowingly. The sins committed unknowingly. So there are two types of sins. And what should we do in this context? Again, Swami Vedanta Deshika has blessed us with Ratnavali, Ragasya Ratnavali Hridayam. So he has given elaborate explanations on this matter, on this subject. So what we have, the view is, if we commit sins knowingly, having known that it should not be done, we do that, then the Acharya, or even the Acharya is God, Almighty is God. Ennuyir Tandalitavarai, that is the Tamil Prabandham, first sentence of Swami Deshika in Adakkala Pathu. And he says, Ennuyir Tandalitavarai Sharanam Vikki Anadaven Avargurukkan Nenivanangi Pinnarulal Perumbudur Vandavallar Periya Nambi Alavandar Manakkal Nambi Nannariye Avarkuretha Nivyakondar Natha Muni Shatagopan Seninathan Innamudat Tirumahal என்று இவரை முன்னிட்டு எம்பெருமான் திருவடிகள் அடைகின்றேனே. Therefore, Almighty is the first preceptor, the first Acharya. Next comes Mahalakshmi. Next comes Vishwaksena and so on. So here we come down the parampara of acharyas, and then ends with our father who has begotten us. So Yennuir Tandalitavare is the father of this birth for us. Now coming to this sins, so the sins committed after Bharanyasa, after Sharanagati, it is even Ramanujacharya and Swami Deshika have the same opinion. The first step that we must take up is we try to avoid committing sins. As far as possible, we must try to avoid committing sins. Someone else recently said, his name is Shiva Madhavacharya, who is in Srirangam. He gives Kalakshepa on many Shastra books. And he says 25% of the sins will be washed away by our own action, namely, by our own action, namely, avoiding the committing sins, avoiding the sins which are not to be committed. The another 25%, according to him, is doing expiation for the sins, parihara for the sins. And parihara can also be through paschatapa. You regret for the sins committed. So that takes you another 25% up. Then again, the third 25%, you go and search for the parihara, the prayaschitta. You go and search for prayaschitta. How to do prayaschitta, where to do prayaschitta, what to do in prayaschitta, and so on. And that takes you to the third quarter. The final and the last quarter, the last quarter is the 25% is done by exactly doing the paschatapa or parihara. In fact, it's called, as you know, artha prapatti, or you can say prayaschitta prapatti. Better word will be prayaschitta prapatti. So, with this introduction, and again, Pullai Lokacharya also agrees. If the sins are committed unknowingly, definitely they are called Uttara Agam. Uttara Agam is the sin committed later, after Bharanyasa. This particular type of sin can be excused by the Acharya. And again, everybody assures, whether it is Tenacharya Sampradaya or the Swami Deshika Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, all these assure that they will not have hell as a result. Narakadi yatana nasti. There is no chance of suffering in hell. And that is the so for the sins committed knowingly, we have some expiation, remedial measures to do that. So with this background, we go to the next sloka, next verse of Sri Nyasa Dasakam of Swami Vedanta Deshika. Now there are two readings in this particular verse, third verse. Either it can be called in two words, the reading is different. The first line, Swami, is in the Prathama Vibhakti, what we call nominative case. And the second line contains the word, the verb, the action word, namely Nyasyati. I think I have not pronounced it correctly when I recited first. So if it is Swami in the first line, in the second line it should be Nyasyati. it should end with TI. Present tense, first, Ekavachanam, singular, and it is what we call Prathama Purusha, third person verb. Prathama Purusha Kriyapadam in Ekavachanam, in singular. That is the connection between Swami and Nyasya. The other reading is, we call him, just like we call him in the second verse Sriman. So we call him Swamin. So instead of Swami, so we have Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti, what we call in Tamil Vidivettumai, and also in English called vocative case, VOCATIV. So you address him, O Master, Hey Prabhu. So in that way, in Sanskrit it's called Prabho, Hey Prabho. So Swamin. Then you have the word understood, which is not there. Tvam is understood. Tvam is you. Already we have come across the word Twayi in Saptami Vibhakti. So now Tvam is used. Tvam is understood there. It is hidden there. So Nyasyasi will be the reading in the second. It should be end with. It should end with the S I. Nyasyasi. So with this different reading, so there's nothing serious about the difference. So the essence of the sloka is in other words. But again, Swami Nisyati tells you that you have got Mahavishwasa, that is complete faith in him. And already you have said Vishwasa Prarthana Purvam. Vishwasa Prarthana Purvam tells you that already you are a completely faithful individual. Therefore, there is no doubt about it. So here it is confirmed, doubly confirmed, Swami Nisyati. Now coming to the other words. Swashesham. Now all of us must remember that the letter, the syllable, Swa, S-V-A, refers to Lord. Doesn't refer to us. It doesn't refer to the individual soul, but it refers to the Lord. Please understand everywhere this Swa in this particular verse refers to the Lord only, Almighty only. So Bhagavan, again he is Sripatihi, Tirunarayana and so on. So Swa Shesham. So I am the servant. I am the servant of yourself. In the sense, servant of you, or your own servant. Your own servant, your own slave, Shesham. Shesham, as you know, it also means reminder, something remaining. But here it is one who serves his servant, not one who doesn't serve his servant. So, Shesham. Swa Vasham. The servant also should be under control. So you cannot be out of control. You call yourself Lord's servant, but if you are out of control, what will happen? So he controls you also. Vasham. In the sense, it's a pleasure to be controlled. That is the meaning. It is not with reluctance and indifference we are servants, but with a lot of faith, interest, with a zeal, with what we call curiosity, with a sense of wonder. We are influenced by him, and therefore it is called Swavasham. So all these words refer to the individual soul. Swashesham in Dvitiya Vibhakti, accusative case. Again Swavasham. So he is under the influence of the Almighty. Swavasham. And of course, Lord is capable of doing it. Lord has got the power to influence us. So he will never allow us to be indifferent also. Swavasham. Then Swabharatvena. He feels that he is responsible to in saving the individual soul, in protecting the individual soul, in granting the soul whatever he needs. So, Swabharatvena, the responsibility also lies in him within inverted commas, so capital H. So, Swabharatvena. Therefore, because he has already taken the responsibility and he is able to execute whatever he wants, so he is Nirbharam. So, we are also Nirbharam. Now, this Nirbharam refers to the individual soul. He has no care. He has no duty to take care of himself. He has nothing to do about his own protection. So, he is Nirbharam, without the burden of or without the responsibility of protecting himself. Already he has no responsibility, he cannot have responsibility of protecting himself because he is under the control of the Lord. So Nirbharam he is carefree. He has no worries. Then the next one, then how do we go about? How does this individual soul get into this groove? That is, get into this attitude, what you call, as he said, consciousness. So Lord himself gives it. Lord himself grants it. So Swadatta in the second half. The first word Swadatta. So Datta given, already granted, already ready for use. So Swadatta. So what did he grant? What did he give? Swadhyaya. He has given his own intellect, his own method of thinking, his own process of thought. So Swadhyaya, so with the thought given by him or given by himself, we say. So he gives the buddhi. Buddhi we call it out of the 24 principles. You know the Panchendriya, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, so sense organs. Then 11th sense organ is Manas, the mind, and Buddhi, Ahankara, and then Prakriti, Mahat, and then Lord. So out of these 25, you find that the is Buddhi, the intellect, the bent of mind. So Sadhiya, Sadatta. Then why did he do all these things? Why did he make us servant? Why did he influence us? And why does he feel the responsibility of protecting us? How did he make us carefree? Why should he make us carefree? Why should he grant his own intellect? And it is because of Swartham. It is for his own purpose. Of course, we say inscrutable are the ways of God, so we cannot understand him fully. Therefore, why does he create and why does he take the responsibility of sustenance? And then why does he dissolve the creation? Then again, why does he repeat the creation? So everything is for himself. So we say in another term, Leela. So he wants to have sport. He wants to enjoy the sport. So enjoy the game of creation and sustenance and dissolution. So Swartham, for his own purpose. So what did he do? What does he do? Swasmin. Swasmin. So in himself. In himself. For example, we have the example of the words Samipyam, Sarupyam, and Salokyam. He gives the same vision that he possesses. So Salokyam, Sarupyam, he gives the same form to us. And then Samipyam, he is accessible, and we are also accessible to him as he is accessible to all. So Swasmin, of course, last one is not accepted. Sayujyam, which is accepted by other faiths like Advaita Sampradaya. We don't accept the last one, Sayujyam, that is becoming one with him. but we can come closer to him. So swasmin, so in himself, nyasyati. So already we did the Nyasa Dasakam. The first one is a Nikshipetu Buddha. So we deposited our individual souls to him. But in the, of course, second line, Nyasyami, second verse we said Nyasyami. I am depositing. So I am submitting. So I submit my soul, individual soul. Then, of course, it is not a question of submission because I told you already that we are his property. So in single syllable in Sanskrit we say swam. We belong to him and we are his possessions. We are his possessions. There is nothing new to understand why does he do all this. So Nyasyati. So with all faith, we say, Swami Vedanta Deshika assures that he will place Nyasyati. Mom Swayam, mom, me. Of course, little selfishness and we have got a legitimate pride about our own individual soul. So mom Swayam. Swayam, mom Nyasyati. So he doesn't need a prayer, as we said earlier. Prarthana Purvam. So Vishwasa Prarthana Purvam. There is no necessity of the prayer. I mean, that is his attitude. Of course, our attitude is to pray. Because he doesn't need our prayer, we cannot dismiss our prayer. We have to pray. And so, but he doesn't need them. He doesn't need any appeal or request. So Swayam Nyasyati, he himself does it. So that is the literal meaning as well as. And if the different reading is Swamin, so we address him, we call him, and then you say Nyasyasi, Tvam Nyasyasi. You deposit. That is, you take into your fold. You take us into your fold and you assure protection. And when you assure protection to us, I have no worries. So I am a worry-free individual soul. So with this, we can discuss something if something is needed.
So, Swami, you were mentioning the four types of moksha: Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya, and Sayujya. Sarsti also?
Which one?
Sarsti. Anyway, Sayujya, I was just wondering, because you say we don't accept Sayujya. Is there a difference between Sayujya and Kaivalya? Because Sayujya means closeness and Kaivalya means isolation.
Kaivalya is what we call Avantara Moksha. That is intermediate emancipation. So it is not a full, complete salvation. Complete salvation is moksha. Kaivalya is intermediate step.
So are there 4 types in Shastra or 5 types of moksha?
If you want to include Kaivalya, yes, 5.
So Kaivalya is only intermediate. From Kaivalya, from the state of Kaivalya, can you advance to Swarupya, Swarlokya, Samipya?
Yeah. Naturally. Because it's only the prerequisite for these 3 types of moksha.
But we can also come back from Kaivalya.
Coming back is the will of the Lord.
So is it possible to remain in the state of Kaivalya forever?
That I think we must know deeply about Kaivalya. I have not studied so far.
Yes, I believe that Tenacharya Sampradaya accepts that Kaivalya can be a permanent situation, and Deshika Sampradaya says that it cannot be a permanent situation. But please, if you can check that out and let us know.
Yeah.
Also, my question is, in the Veda, in Narayana Upanishad, it is stated at the end, after telling people to chant Astakshara mantra or worship Astakshara mantra, Om Namo Narayana iti mantropasakaha Vaikuntha Bhuvana Lokam Gamishyati. After saying this at the end, it says, Narayana Sayujam Avapnoti, Sriman Narayana Sayujam Avapnoti. So it indicates there that from the worship or chanting of or use of Astakshara, one will go to Sayujya. So can you just elaborate on that? Because you said Sayujya is not acceptable. There is no Kainkarya in Sayujya.
Yeah. Now there are some terms which classify or differentiate an individual soul from the Supreme Soul. So we have Anandatvam, Amalatvam, Apahata Papmatvam, Anantatvam, and first or last Shiyafpatitvam. The aspect of Shiyafpatitvam is not for the individual soul, because one cannot become the husband of Mahalakshmi. An individual soul cannot become the spouse of Mahalakshmi. But all other aspects of what we call the Sarupyam, we can also say Sayujyam, we can get as blissful as he is, Anandatvam. Then as pure as he is, Amalatvam. Anantatvam, as endless as he is. Not only endless but also beginningless. Already we are beginningless. Our birth is beginningless. And Apahata Papmatvam, again we are out of sins. We have no sins. So the sins cannot touch us. The sins cannot even come near us. So Apahata Papmatvam. So all these can be there, but we don't accept the Shiyafpatitva. And these are the terms that we are using. And I think I'm not so familiar with the another thing.
So when the Upanishad speaks of Narayana Sayujam Avapnoti, it means that we can attain everything that Sriman Narayana, all the qualities of Sriman Narayana, except for Sri Patitvam.
Yeah. That's what it means by Sayujyam Avapnoti, Sayujyam Avapnoti.
Okay. So now,
and we also say practically the physical union with him, it will be the individual soul can get on to the Adishesha Shayya, the bed of Adishesha, sit with him very closely, even making Mahalakshmi or Bhuma Devi getting jealous over. So he is where the individual soul is near the heart. He is sitting just behind the back. So he can be actually caressed instead of become. Whereas Mahalakshmi and Bhuma Devi are caressing his divine feet. Whereas this individual soul becomes a child to the Lord, and he fondles him, he caresses him, and he shows his affection towards the child, the individual soul.
So when the Jivatman goes to moksha, you're describing that the Jivatman goes and can sit with Sriman Narayana on Adishesha. Can you describe the process of going after death through the Achiradi Marga to moksha?
That Achiradi Marga route has been defined in Sri Bhashya, in Ragasya Trayasara. I think it must be available. I can give you the whole paragraph starting from the soul, individual soul leaving this world and then going over the river Viraja, taken care of by 500 nymphs. I think about 5 into 500, or I think totally 500. So 100 each carrying some unguents, some what you call Atithi Upachara, welcoming the individual soul with kumkum, turmeric, and so on. We have specific things which are carried by those nymphs. They welcome him, and of course there is a chariot given to him, the individual soul. The chariot will the car will take him up.
This is all after taking bath in the Viraja.
Yeah, after crossing the Viraja.
When he crosses the Viraja, he takes a bath.
He takes bath.
He loses all his Shukshma Sharira.
Yeah. Sukshma Sharira is already there after the individual soul passes away the from Sthula Sharira, this what you call this tangible body. Yeah. Then he is in Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira form only takes bath in the Viraja river and washes away all the sins again, if at all some remains, and then pass on to next. But of course, the very process, the explanation of the process, I think is a little in detail. Is in detail in some books.
So in Paramapada, in Sri Vaikuntham, the individual soul will attain a body like he has a body here, male and female and different forms.
No, there is no distinction between male and female. But I think I must confirm it whether he remains in Sukshma Sharira, invisible, or Sthula Sharira. But he is called Nitya Suri there. The term comes to him as Nitya Suri. And for your question on coming back from Sri Vaikuntham, we say na punaravartate, na punaravartate. That's what Sri Bhashyam says. But again, it is Lord's will that an individual soul is born again, rather is sent to this world as an acharya or as a leader to guide people, as an alvar. All the alvars are the amsha of God, Bhagavad Amsha. Either as alvar or as acharya, a God man is being sent by God, Lord's will.
Yes.
He chooses.
So the individual soul in Vaikuntham, but does he is there in his Shukshma Sarira? Is there does he have any other Sharira or only that Shukshma Sharira?
I think I'll consult some books.
Okay. And his activity there, according to Rig Veda, it says Pashyanti Surayaha. So he is seeing the Lord there, but is he doing anything? He is actively doing some service, some kind karya?
Yeah, definitely. That is Sada Pashyanti Surayaha is, of course, Veda says the Purusha Suktam, Vishnu Suktam says. It's not only they are getting only the vision of the Lord there, Of course, it is physical with a naked eye. The vision is from the naked eye. But they are doing all other kinds of kainkariams, what you call sevas, services, like fanning, helping to bring the materials of worship and so on, or aradhanam, through aradhanam. They only just bring the material. As you see now here in the temples, Shodashopachara, the 16 formalities for the worship, 16 services, rather what you call respectful services. So all this Shodashopachara is also done there.
But so we have a description of Sri Vaikuntham, that there are 9 ladies, chamaradaris, who are holding chamaras. So that is why my question was whether the individual soul from this Leela Vibhuti, when he goes there, whether he can attain a body of a lady, a chamadari, if there's different types of servants there, because some of the servants seem to be
generally, whatever be the sharira, it should be aprakrita sharira there. What we have now is prakrita sharira.
Right.
Prakrita sharira is the body of this world. This prakrita sharira has got the 3 qualities, namely sattva, rajas, and tamas. Whereas in Vaikuntha, there is no one with the other 2 qualities, namely rajas and tamas. So only sattva.
So that the whole of Nitya Vibhuti is made of Shuddha Sattvam.
Yeah.
So Shuddha Sattva, the sharira of the Jivatman is also made of Shuddha Sattvam.
Yeah.
So
whether it is Sukshma Sharira or Sthola Sharira, the Sharira is Aprakrita Sharira, namely Shuddha Sattva Sharira. Because there also you have Apahata Patmatva. There you cannot even think of doing sins.
Yes. So
it is an ideal world.
Right. So my other question is, so there some people are talking about a different Vaikuntha called Karya Vaikuntha. Can you explain the difference between Karya Vaikuntha and Karana Vaikuntha?
That we have to see again.
Because in different Puranas, like Bhagavata Purana, there's a description of a story about the Kumaras, Sanakadi Kumaras, approaching Jaya Vijaya, and that is said to happen not in Karna Vaikuntha, but in a place called Karya Vaikuntha, which is within this Leela Vibhuti, which was in this material world.
But as the term says, Karya Vaikuntha is the Vaikuntha is felt as the created Vaikuntha, and whereas Karana Vaikuntha is the source.
So is there any Shastra Pramana for knowing about this Karya Vaikuntha? Does it clearly state anywhere in Shastra about the Karya Vaikuntha?
I think we must explore.
Okay.
Good question.
So my other question is, when the individual Atman goes to Vaikuntha, in this life, there are 2 types of Vaishnavas. There is an Ekanta Vaishnava, and there is a Sadharana Vaishnava, someone who is generally worshipping different forms of God. And then an Ekanta Vaishnava, someone who only prefers to worship a particular form of God, like Srinivasa, Krishna, Rama, like this. For instance, Hanuman is only worshipping Rama. He doesn't care for other forms of God. The Gopikas only care for Lord Krishna. They don't care for Rama or for Narayana. When these souls, when they go to Sri Vaikuntha, do they see God as the form which they love, or do they see only Sriman Narayana? When a Ram Bhakta goes to Vaikuntha, does he see Rama? Does he serve Rama, or does he serve Sriman Narayana?
That aspect is left to the individual's attitude. But I have not heard about two types of Nityasuris who will see. Some of them will see only Sriman Narayana, and others will see different incarnations or the favorite in the form of their own favorite deities. Sometimes you can call them titular deities, family deities, which they have already experienced in the samsara and life in this world. No, I have not heard so far that kind of distinction.
Some other Vaishnava Sampradayas have the concept that when we go to Vaikuntha, we will interact with our chosen Istadevata.
Oh.
But I think it's not there in Sri Vaishnavism.
Yeah, this is something new to us.
Also, some other Sampradayas, they are saying that the Bhakta or the Prapana in this life should cultivate a particular type of Kainkarya to do in that place when he reaches
Particular?
A type of service or seva or Kainkarya, and that okay. he meditates in this world on doing a particular type of service, and that he attains that after moksha. But it seems when I was reading Yatindra Madhadipika, it seems that the Sri Vaishnava concept is that when the Prapana or Bhakta goes to Vaikuntha, he simply requests the Lord to engage him in Kainkarya or Seva in whichever way the Lord wants. So my question is whether we can pray to do a particular type of seva for Sriman Narayana in Vaikuntha, or whether that will be told to us by him according to his will and wish.
Now, my feeling is the Lord allows you to choose the Kainkarya as you need, as you want. And again, it is not necessary that you must stick to a particular Kainkarya and so on. So you can change over. You are free to change over. And you are free to choose also. So this kind of distinction of Kainkarya among the individual souls, among the Nityasuris, is not there.
And of course, the Kainkaryas are unlimited. Everything is unlimited. So is it possible for the individual in that place to have more than one body or appear and perform more than one service at the same time?
If the individual soul, rather the Nityasuri, is capable of having two services at a time simultaneously, then he can. But there are no two bodies. He cannot have a bifurcation of his body and then he can do double service.
Right. Okay. So now also the concept in Sri Vaishnavism is Videha Mukti, that not Jivan Mukti. In some other sampradayas, they have accepted Jivan Mukti, that in this very Sharira, Sthula Sharira, in the material world, we can be considered to be liberated, but in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, only after the fall of the body, moksha is supposed to be accepted.
Right.
So
Jivan Mukta concept is not accepted by Deshika Sampradaya. And Advaita Sampradaya tells you that it's possible. With the Sthula Sharira, you can be liberated soul. You can be a liberated soul. And of course, you don't experience the mundane existence. You don't care about what happens to you in this world either it is happiness or suffering. You don't know. I mean, you don't want to involve yourself. You are already with the God, in union with the God.
Right.
But that concept is not there because it is very difficult to attain. When you say by Advaita Sampradaya, a soul has no form. I mean, the Supreme Soul has no form. It is formless. It is Akasha Rupam, he says. Akasha Lingam. We don't accept it because we have got all kinds of unlimited auspicious qualities attached.
Right, because in Advaita Sampradaya they term the Supreme as Nirguna.
Yeah, Nirguna Brahma.
Nirguna
And
Brahma.
we also accept the term Nirguna Brahma. And we say, Heya Guna is not there. The avoidable bad qualities are not there.
Yes. Instead
Heya
of
Guna. So Heya Guna Rahita.
instead of no qualities at all, no inauspicious qualities, no bad qualities. Yes. So now
Nirguna, yeah.
When the individual reaches moksha, also according to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, because there is no jnana brahmsa, there is no covering of his knowledge anymore. He is full of knowledge, correct?
Yeah. Sarvajñatvam is there. Sarvajñatvam, or the what you call omnipresence, omniscience is there. Omniscience is there. Yeah.
Yes. So he is omniscient, but he cannot be omnipresent.
Yeah.
Only
both. I mean, I forgot to tell you, he cannot take the mantle of creation. He cannot create.
He cannot create. He cannot create. Of course, there's a difference between Tenacharya Sampradayam and Swami Deshika Sampradayam as to Mahalakshmi's qualities, as whether she can create or not.
Yeah.
But definitely, according to both Sampradayas, the individual soul cannot create.
Yeah. The creation is not his forte.
Yes.
And then again, as you said, Mahalakshmi is considered as one of the Jiva Kotis, namely, she is in the group of individual souls. There is no question of a person belonging to Tenacharya Sampradaya has got the capability of creation.
Yes, yes. So, but that, of course, in Deshika Sampradaya, she is not considered Jiva Koti. In Tenacharya Sampradaya, she's considered Jiva Koti. But in any case, in both Sampradayas, she is considered far greater than the ordinary Jivatman.
That should be there. The level should be higher. Yes. And also, she consults him in everything. She agrees to him in everything. And Lord also takes her opinion in doing everything.
Yes,
and,
the Lord takes her opinion.
Whenever he makes a creation, he makes it a point to make her happy by his creation. Both of them are mutually depend on each other for creation, and therefore we say they do it as a dampati, as a couple, not as an individual.
Yes.
Never Mahalakshmi attempts to create by herself, nor the Lord.
Yes, and so also we just yesterday we had the date of Panguni Uttaram. On that time is in Sri Rangam, both Mahalakshmi Ranganayaki and Ranganatha Tirunarayana come together for one day and one night. They are together in Serti Seva, and at that time they chant the Sharanagati Gadya of Sriman Ramanuja.
Gadya Trayam, all the three.
All three, Gadya Trayam. The first one is Sharanagati Gadya. Second one is Sri Vaikuntha Gadya or Sri Ranga Gadya.
Second one is Sri Ranga Gadya.
Sri Ranga Gadya, then Sri Vaikuntha Gadya. So, as you said, Mahalakshmi is consulted by Sriman Narayana about creation, but it seems that he is also taking her opinion about saving the Nitya Buddhas, saving the Buddha Jivas and bringing them to moksha, because in Sharanagati Gadya she is appealing to Sriman Narayana to save the souls.
Yeah, she has a recommending role. She has Purushakaratvam.
In English, we call it mediator. She is in the middle, in the middle between the souls and God, and she mediates on behalf of the souls.
And
So,
that is shown even in the Pranavakshara, A, U, and Ma.
in the
Akara, Ukara, and Makara.
Sriman Narayana is the Akara. And Makara, being the 25th letter of the alphabet, represents the individual Jivatman.
Right.
And Ukara represents Sri Mahalakshmi. So I think there are some sloka, some pramanas, shastra pramanas for that understanding, and that is discussed in the Rahasya Granthas also.
Right.
So I think Swami Deshika may have mentioned this in Rahasya Trayasaram and some of the Chilarai Rahasyas.
Right. He has mentioned it very clearly.
So then, is it very important that we pray every day this Sharanagati Gadya, or that we only pray on Panguni Uttaram, that we attend Panguni Uttaram and see the Lord together with Mahalakshmi in order to attain moksha?
Yeah, it is a daily ritual. It's a daily prayer. It should be a daily prayer. Not only for it is there just for an example. In the whole year, only one day is allotted to this Tirumanjanam associated with Gadyatraya.
Yes, I have noted that in Sri Rangam, at the beginning of the year in Chaitra Mas, the Panguni Uttaram comes in the Tamil month of Panguni, but it is the beginning of the year, and that is the beginning of spiritual life for a prapana is the Sharanagati. Whereas at the end of the year we have the festival of Vaikuntha Ekadasi, with ending with Namalwa Moksham. So even if we look at the liturgical calendar of the temple, we see that it begins with Sharanagati and ends with Moksha.
Very good, very nice observation. I appreciate you, because we have never thought of it like that. And as you said, the Tamil New Year starts with Sharanagati, the total surrender, the prayer to total surrender, and then finishes with in December, almost to the close of the year. Sometimes comes in January, comes in finished even in December and so on. So the Namalvar Moksha is the last function of the Vaikuntha Ekadasi.
See, I began to think about the liturgical calendar, the calendar of festivals in Sri Rangam, similar to the life of a prapana, because I understood that in bygone days there are many people who are illiterate. Maybe they cannot read the shastras, but at least when they attend the festivals, they can see different examples that the Lord is performing different festivals to show them different aspects of property and bhakti. So, for instance, in this Panguni Uttaram festival, the Lord comes, and there's some argument between him and Sri Devi Ranganayaki as to how he can come. So similarly, in our own lives, we sometimes have some arguments between husband and wife. So we can learn from all of the different festivals, even without studying shastras. The illiterate people were able to understand many things simply by attending the utsavas in the temple. They were understanding how to appreciate their wives, and how to deal with the husband and wife complex, and how to also understand that we have to surrender, and at the end we go to moksha. So all of these things are given by the Lord, these festivals, as an example to us of how to live our lives.
And if, as you said, the common people, uneducated, could understand the importance of the festivals as this, namely, as you said, Pranaya Kalaha, the Mattayadi Utsavam, we call it in Tamil. The doors are slammed against the Lord without allowing him to come inside. The arguments tell you the aberrations in human life between the husband and wife, and then finally they have what we call compatibility.
So,
Right.
in Vaikuntha, is the individual Jivatma, his full concentration is on serving Sriman Narayana? And what about families? Do people have family relationships in Vaikuntha, or they only have this main relationship with Sriman Narayana of servitude?
They have only the neighbor relationship. They cannot have family relationship. But there are, I think I must confirm, the people say you can meet your own family members there when all the souls are, when all the family members' souls have attained moksha. You can identify as a father, mother, brother, and sister.
Okay, so of course, there are many servants of Sriman Narayana in Vaikuntha, and so they must be also able to cooperate in the service of Sriman Narayana. So it is not that you only see Sriman Narayana; you also see all the other servants there also.
Yeah, you can see other servants.
So again, in the nature,
because you get the vision. The vision is Sarvajnatvam is also there.
Yes.
And naturally, the vision is also there. But at the same time, there is no non-cooperation.
There's no non-cooperation. Correct. So Sarvagyatvam is there. So does it mean, because now in this world we make murtis, we make murtis of acharyas, bhakta bimbas, and we worship those forms of the acharya. But the acharya is a jivatman. He cannot be all pervasive. He's not vyapti. He cannot personally be present in his swarupa in each and every murti. He is in Vaikuntham. He's in Sri Vaikuntham.
Yeah.
But because of sarvagyatva, all knowingness in liberation, he knows if a lamp, or if a bhoga is being offered, if a foodstuff is being offered to his murti. Does he know that? He can know that. He must know that.
Yeah, he can know that. At the same time, the murtis are only for showing our respect to the previous preceptors. The former preceptors ought to be respected even now, because we say Vedanta Deshikare Innumaru Nutrandiram. You live another 100 years more.
Yes.
Because we expect them to be alive in our hearts.
Yes.
That is why we make murtis and worship them. Though, as you said, many people question this. When he was only just an ordinary man, why do you worship him in a temple? Why do you build a temple and make a murti and worship him as a god? And even there is a Tamil saying that while one passes away, we say Amara honor. Amara honor. He becomes one of the immortals. So when you say immortal, so immortality is God's guna, God's characteristic. Therefore, anybody who goes there should be considered God, should be respected as God.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
even in the case of any Vedas where Indra, Varuna, and other devatas are worshipped by fire, with the help of fire god, we always say that Antaryami of these gods worshipped in Vedas is Tirunarayana.
Yes.
But at the same time, we mention only the names of the gods,
Yes.
like Indra, Varuna, and so on, Agni. And so on.
But the names are primarily names of Sriman Narayana also.
Yeah. And even when we perform what we call Soma Yaga for the sake of worship of Shiva, and the Vedavakya says, Yajno vai Vishnu, Vishnur vai Yajnaha. To confirm two times, the very purpose of sacrifice is, the sacrifice itself is called the process, the form, the actions performed are themselves Lord Narayana.
So normally we see that acharyas, they don't have murtis made of themselves during their lifetime, but afterwards the shishyas will make a murti of the acharya and worship it. But in the case of Ramanujacharya, some murtis of him were made during his lifetime, and there was even a story that when they did the Nayana Milanam of the murti in Melkote of Sriman Ramanuja, Melkote or Sri Parambadur, I'm not sure, that when they did the Nayana Mulanam, that some blood, Ramanuja was in another place, but some drop of blood came from his eye at that time when they were doing the Nayana Mulanam ceremony of his murti.
Yeah, even in Vedanta Deshika times, for the sake of competition, or to test him whether he has a skill of a mason or what do you call it, a carpenter or like that. He was given a irregular shaped stone, and Vedanta Deshika made a statue of himself.
Really?
And it is still in the Tiruvahindrapuram.
In
It is now
Tiruvahindrapuram.
available for worship, yeah.
Hmm.
And he showed his mastery over that skill also. Sculpture,
Amazing.
the skill of sculpture.
Hmm.
And normally it is customary that only people who have passed away have the murtis made out after their life. But there is also a reference in 2nd century BC drama called Pratima by Bhasa. Pratima itself is a statue. And the statue of Dasharatha is already there in a temple, along with his ancestors, namely Dilipa, Aja, Raghu, Aja, and Dasharatha, the 4 kings. Bharata goes into the temple on the way to Ayodhya from his Kekaya Desha, from his grandfather's place, that is mother's house. He visits that temple and sees that Dasharatha statue is there. And he was wondering whether Dasharatha is alive or not. If he is not alive, only he could find the murti. But he has not heard about his death. He was not informed by Vasishtha about his death, about Dasharatha's death. So he is shocked. And then he is given a slight shock there. And these 3 queens, Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi, they don't open their mouth. They keep their mouth shut. They keep him in suspense. And then he foresees the calamity that befell on Dasharatha. That Dasharatha, Raja, the king, had to die at home. He is not supposed to, a Kshatriya is not supposed to die at home. He has to die in the forest after Prayopavesha.
Or on the battlefield.
Yeah, by remaining fasting and then leaving his life.
So also in Ramayana we have the example that Lord Rama did one yaga, sacrifice, and he had to have golden
with the statue
Sita.
of Sita, yeah.
So that statue of Sita, of course, was made during the lifetime of Sita.
It's a golden image of Sita.
And that was to fulfill the shastric regulation that a grihastha has to do sacrifice along with his wife, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, because Patni is very important in the yaga.
Yes.
Patni, Yajna Samyoge is the sutram of Panini. Panini has an aphorism called Patni. When you call a wife Patni, then it should be Yajna Samyoge. It's only in the connection with the sacrifice. Bharya is a responsible wife. Kalatram is a docile wife. Dara is a dominating wife. What do you call it? The husband is henpecked in case of Dara. Daraha is in plural but means singular, and she is the Purusha of the man of the family.
Like
So,
Malolan Narasimha.
Malolan.
Yes. So these murtis of in Pancharatra Agama, there is a slightly different method of prana pratishtha for the murtis of Sriman Narayana and for Bhakta Bimbas, or deities of acharyas and alwars, and even for Mahalakshmi. There's a slightly different system for the prana pratishtha of Sriman Narayana and others. So I was trying to understand. We were discussing the Bhakta Bimbas, the alwars and acharyas murtis, but also there are other murtis that are worshipped in India of devatas. So the devatas also, they cannot be vyapti, they cannot pervade their murtis by their swarupas, right? So there are millions of murtis of Ganesha in India, but Ganesha cannot appear in each one of those murtis in his swarupa. So I understand how with Sarvagya, the person who is in moksha can understand what is happening to his murti in this world, but a devata is not in moksha. A devata doesn't have sarvagya. So how does a devata understand what worship is going on to his murti?
But I mean, talking about the other murtis of devatas, we call them Kshudra devatas, or semi-divine beings. We don't attribute any sarvajnatvam to them.
Right.
Even Indra, for example, is a
Yes.
leader of 33 crores of gods. Brihaspati, the guru of the gods, teacher
Yes.
of the gods, and Shukracharya is the teacher of 66 crores of demons. Double the number of gods. But still, all of them are not
Sarvagya.
sarvajnas.
So that's my quest. I'm trying to understand that if we do, I can understand if we do Vishvaksena Puja and we have a murti of Vishvaksena, then Vishvaksena is a Nityasuri, he is Sarvagya. So he can understand if I offer Dupa, Deepa, Naivedya to Vishvaksena, he can understand that I am offering to him. And through the potency or Shakti of Sriman Narayana, that offering can go to Vishvaksena. But I cannot understand how an offering can go. If I do a puja of Ganesha, how does the worship go to Ganesha? Or if I offer in the fire to Agni or to Indra, how does the oblation go to Indra or Agni?
That we don't know about the other sampradayas. Advaita Sampradaya only has got the. In the case of Vishwaksena, as you said, he is a Nitya Suri and therefore he is a Nitya, not even Nitya Suri. You can call him Suri also. The puja, whether it is I think you know very well, better than me. Hanuman also, when you worship Hanuman as a Murti, we have no separate type of Tiruvaradhanam. There is no separate procedure for worshipping the other devotees or acharyas. We always say Sriman Narayana, the what you call Ashtakshara mantra is used for everything.
But
Purusha Sukta is for Tirumanjanam.
these are all Parivara Devatas.
Yeah.
So they are.
We don't give any other type of. We don't know any other type of Tiruvaradhanam except Narayana.
Yes, and again, in there is some gradation also amongst the servants of Sriman Narayana. In Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Garuda is called Periya Tiruvadi, and Hanuman is called Siriya Tiruvadi. So the big and the small. Whereas in the Madhva Sampradaya, they give more importance to Hanuman and less importance to Garuda. Can you say something about this?
No, because they highlight Vayu as their leader.
Vayu.
So Vayu Bhagavan has got two children. One is Hanuman and the other is Bhima. So they worship, and they also have gradation in the levels of spirituality. So
Ananda
keep
Taratamya. Taratamya.
Taratamya. Yeah. So a Madhva devotee told me all these things. Bhima, Hanuman are at the lowest level. Then Vayu is a higher level. Then Hayagriva is higher than Vayu. They worship Hayagriva.
Yes.
So again, Hayagriva is equated with Shivanara.
Hayagriva is definitely Sriman Narayana.
Only an incarnation of Shivanara.
Although there is a talk in, I think in Bhagavata or there is another Hayagriva, which was a demon who stole the Vedas from Brahma.
It's the name of a demon also.
Yes. So getting back to this idea of moksha, in moksha we are sarvagya. Yeah. The Atman is Sat, Chit, Ananda. These are three aspects or gunas of Brahman. Sat, Chit, and Ananda. So of course we are always Sat. We are always eternal. Our Chit is covered here in this world by Maya or by Ajnana, Avidya. We are covered by ignorance in this world. When we go to moksha, the ignorance is gone. There's no more Jnana Brahmsa, and we have Sarvagya. So is it the same also for Ananda? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Is our Ananda also unlimited in Vaikuntha, or is it limited?
It's equal to Brahmans.
It's equal to God's, equal to Sriman Narayana's. So whatever bliss or whatever Ananda Sriman Narayana is experiencing, the Nityasuris also experience the same level of Ananda as Sriman Narayana in moksha. Is it?
Yeah, same level.
And again, you were talking about when Nityasuris are commanded by the Lord to come here to this world to be acharyas. Yeah. Sometimes we read a story, for instance, the story of Jaya Vijaya. They came for 3 births as asuras, as demons. When they come as demons, are they covered by ajnana or ignorance, or do they also know within themselves that they are simply playing a role or a leela or a part, and just like an actor on a stage? Does he know? Does Hiranyakashipu and
Ravana,
does he know that he is actually
Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Dantavakra and Shishupal?
Yes.
All the 3 births, they have in their subconscious mind the spiritual knowledge that they are the servants of the master. But at the same time, this, as you said, Maya, Jaganmogini, so the screen keeps them away from the vision of the Lord, and they have the rajas and tamas qualities here.
So, for instance, because I was thinking that Shishupal, if he is actually understanding that he is a servant of God in Vaikuntha, how can he criticize Krishna and blaspheme Krishna? He has to have some sort of covering to him to make him believe that he should criticize Krishna.
Now, the criticism is the sport of Krishna.
Yes.
The criticism is only a creation, what we call illusory creation by Lord Krishna.
Yes. So here in this world is called Leela Vibhuti because all of the different Leelas happen here. And there are some Leelas which cannot happen in Sri Vaikuntham. There are no Asuras in Sri Vaikuntham. There is no fighting with the Lord in Sri Vaikuntham. So for some aspects of Leela, he has to come here. But there is also Nitya Leela. There is also Leela in Vaikuntham. He does certain activities in Vaikuntham. Are there any Shastras that speak about the Leelas of Sriman Narayana in Vaikuntham?
There's no account so far.
So I think it's not like the Puranas. In the Puranas, we get only the Leelas that happen in this material world. So in the Puranas, we don't get any idea of the Leelas that occur in that place.
As it is, though this is called Leela Vibhuti and that is Nitya Vibhuti. So Leela is, I think, very, if at all is there, is very short, is very small. And by Leela, he won't do anything bad, and then rather what you call to be humorous or to be just mischievous, dealing with the Nityasur is there. There cannot be a negative Leela.
So, for instance, in the Krishna Avatar, there are many mischievous things, and even he engages in some lying and deceitful activity, but he cannot do that in Vaikuntha.
Vaikuntha.
Yes, I understand. So
that's why even Swami Vedanta Desika says in his Varadaraja Panchashad, there is no festival at all like car festival, Ter, Rathotsavaha. The Vahanas like Garuda, Yali, the Simha, the lion, the horse, even the Adishesha,
Kalpavriksha, Adishesha.
All these festivals are not there. The Agama festivals are not there. Therefore, it is even boring to Lord Narayana because every time he hears only Samaveda. Samagayan Aste.
From Taitira Upanishads, Briguvali, Samagayan Naste. Yeah. So,
and then, so that's why we say he takes incarnations, comes to this world and enjoys.
So I think Parasara Bhatta may have mentioned that that Sri Rangam is actually a better place than Sri Vaikuntham in this sense.
Yeah.
Because we are able to enjoy more the Leelas of the Lord in Sri Rangam than we are in Sri Vaikuntham.
Swami Vedanta Desika goes further. He said, I don't want to live in Vaikuntha. I have no ambition to reach Vaikuntha because I like this more. Because I'm able to witness all the festivals of the temple here, of Varadaraja.
So unfortunately, this year, because of the virus, they did not do the Panguni Uttaram festival.
Yeah, yesterday there was nothing to do with the Lord, and unfortunately.
So does it mean that did the Lord actually go to the Ranganayaki Sannidhi, or did he not?
No, that was also not done.
Cancelled. So
And somebody, I mean, some people are,
Nam Perumal used to go to Kamalavali Tire in Warrior, in
Yeah.
Nachiakoil, and then come back. So
Yeah.
did he go to Warrior or not? He did not go.
no. That is very unfortunate.
Yes, that's that must be the only time since the invasion of the Muslims that has happened.
And we all say this world's suffering is because of the collective sins committed by all of us everywhere.
Yes, yes. Now that brings up the question of suffering, because in Tenacharya Sampradayam there is also this idea, doctrine of sabogya hetuka kripa, that the God enjoys the suffering of the world, that the people in the world are suffering, and he enjoys seeing that because it gives him an excuse to save the Bada Jivas, the errant souls. But can you say something, because I think there's a difference between Tenacharya Sampradayam and Swami Deshika Sampradayam about whether God actually suffers or feels suffering when he sees the souls are suffering in this world.
We have a lot of examples in Ramayana. He also suffers when we suffer.
So his suffering is real? His suffering is real or not?
And it should be real.
His real suffering.
Anything connected with him is real. Satyam, satyam, satyam. Satyam, jnanam, anantam, brahma.
Right. So in Ramayana, there is a lot of suffering by a lot of people, and Rama is also feeling very sad when Sita is abducted, and for so many reasons he's feeling sorrowful. So that is real suffering.
Yeah. Lakshmana falls down unconscious, and Rama feels very much. There are so many examples.
Yes.
He feels pity for the Jatayu, the bird, because he's his father's friend, Dasharatha's friend.
Yes.
And Dasharatha's final rites were not performed by him.
Right.
And he feels sorry for that. And
So
sends
Bharata had to perform the last rites. Bharata,
yeah. Bharata was refused by Dasharatha to have the right to do the rites. Dasharatha did not want to allow Bharata to do his final rites.
Who didn't want?
But Dasharatha said Bharata should not do.
He wanted Rama to do.
He expected.
But Rama couldn't do because he was away. Understood. So okay, so the suffering of God is real, and he feels much compassion towards the souls that are here in this world, and therefore he always wants to find an excuse to get the souls to come back to moksha.
Yeah, that's it.
So getting back to the original sloka, the original verse here of Nyasa Dasakam, I wanted to ask, is there any specific reason why we have 9 times the word swa used in this sloka?
Pardon?
In this verse, in Nyasa Dasakam, getting back to Nyasa Dasakam, 3rd sloka, or 3rd verse, we have 9 times swa being said, and in each case the swa refers to Sriman Narayana, as you said, and then
that is for the stress.
For the stress. But it is said here. I was reading the translation and the commentary here by the Sadagopan that there are 3 parts to Sattvika Tyaga. Because this verse is all about Sattvika Tyaga, about giving up the fruits of action. But he speaks about 3 parts: kartritva tyaga, mamatva tyaga, and palatyaga.
The previous two, Palatyaga is the third one.
Kartritva. Kartritva. Karta, being a doer. Kartritva tyaga, mamatva tyaga,
Right.
and
Yeah.
palatva tyaga.
Yeah, right. Kartritva tyaga and mamatva tyaga and Palatyaga. Yeah.
Yes. So I previously I understood, okay, we are not the doers. Sriman Narayana is doing everything through us. That is the first one. He says the second one is mamatva tyaga, means we are not getting the fruits of any action. And but this is
possessiveness. We must give up the possessiveness.
Possessiveness of what? The action or the fruits?
The action.
The action. But naturally, if we think that he is doing the action, is that not the same as giving up the idea of being the doer of the action?
Even when another one does, he is doing it for me.
Oh, so okay, so the first one is we should understand he is the doer. Second one is he is not doing it for me. He is doing it for his own pleasure, for his own self.
Swartham, yes.
So whatever he's doing through me, he is not doing because of me or for me. And the third one is that the fruit does not belong to me. Yeah. But naturally, if we understand that he is doing it, how can we think that we will get the fruit? If he is doing it and he is not doing it for me, how can we think that we're going to get the fruit?
Our selfishness goes to that extent of thinking that we will get the fruit.
So just for emphasis, these three aspects of tyaga are given, that we should not only think that he is doing everything, he is not doing it for us, and also on top of that, in case we think somehow or other the fruit is going to accrue to us, we should think no. Even then, the fruit of that is not going to accrue to us. So all these are the three aspects of tyaga, correct?
That is why we say it in commonly Sattvika Tyaga. Bhagavan eva swaniyamya swarupa sthiti pravritti shasheshataika rasena anena atmana karta. Through this individual soul.
Yes.
Swakiyaischa upakaranaihi. Only by the materials, accessories given by him, belonging to him. Swakiyaischa upakaranaihi. Swaradhanaikya prayojanai. In order to please himself. The purpose is to please himself. Swaradhanaika prayojanai. Bhagavan sarvasheshi shiyapati paramurra. Shashesha bhutamidam. But now it is a slavery action. Slavish action.
But even then, at the end of the mantra, we say karitavan and karisyami.
Karayati. Makes us do. And because we said anena atmana kartra, by this individual soul.
Karitavan means he made us do it. And
made us a doer.
And then karayati means he will make us do. He will make us do.
Make us do. Yeah.
So one at the beginning and one at the end.
Made us do.
So
it's only past tense. Karitavan, made us do.
Made us do, past tense, yes. Okay, so, but I have not seen this in the original Pancharatra, but I have seen this starting with Nitya Grantha of Ramanuja. But in the Nitya Grantha, he is giving the Sattvika Tyaga mantra in a slightly different form. I put it in the chat. Bhagavan eva swaniyamya swarupa sthiti pravritti swashesha teika rasena anena atmana dehendriyat antaha karane swakiya kalyanatama dravyamayan opacharika samsparshika vyavaharikadi samasta bhogan ati priyataman ati samagran atyanta bhakti kritan Akila Parijana Parichadhanvitaya Swasmai Swapritaye Swayameva Pratipadayitum Upakramate. Have you seen
He
that?
he has added his Gadyatrayam words.
He's added words from Gadyatrayam.
Yeah.
So we can understand that he has written, that perhaps he has written Nitya Grantha after writing Gadyatrayam or before writing Gadyatrayam.
No, after writing the Gadyatrayam.
So Ramanuja has written 9 books. Normally the scholars are saying that Vedartha Sangraha was the first work. Then I'm not sure about the chronology of the others.
No, we don't know the chronology of the 9 books.
But the Western scholars usually say that Vedartha Sangraha seems to be one of the first. But anyhow, so we can understand that the Gajas, the Nitya, you're saying the Nitya Grantha has come last, or after the Gajas, or before the Gajas.
No, it should be Gadyatrayas or before everything.
Gadyatrayas are before everything.
Yeah. Simple to complex.
Simple to complex.
And again, Vedartha Sangraha must have been done because he feared that the depth of the Sri Bhashyam may not be understood easily.
But he's made also 2 other commentaries on sutras, on Brahma Sutras.
Yeah, Vedanta Deepam and Vedanta
Saram.
Vedanta Saram. So I feel that Sri Bhashyam came first, and then last Vedanta Sangraha. Vedanta Deepam first, then Vedanta Saram, then next to that Vedanta Sangraha. From the bigger one to smaller.
So first of all the Gajas, then Gita Bhashya?
Yeah, Sri Bhashya.
What about the Gita Bhashya? Where does that fit in?
Bhagavad Gita Bhashya comes later.
Later. So you believe that the 3 Gajas were composed first, and then afterwards Sri Bhashya, and then after Sri Bhashya some condensation. Vedanta Deepa, and then Vedanta Sara, and after Vedanta Sara, Vedanta Sangraha. And so after that, Gita Bhashya, and then Nitya Grantha.
Right.
So Nitya Grantha last, because that was something for his disciples, Shishas.
Practical worship. Yeah.
Practical worship, yes. And once again, amongst Sri Vaishnavas, there are many different anikams like Nitya Grantha, and they're all based on Nitya Grantha. And again, Nitya Grantha is also based upon Pancharatrika anikams, like Panchakala Kriya Deepa, where the day is divided up into 5 times: Abhigamana, Upadana, Ija, Swajaya, and Yoga.
Swadhyaya and Yoga.
Yes. So, but it was interesting for me to know that everybody is not following Ramanuja's original Nitya Grantha exactly. But the Tenacharya Sampradayam, they're more following Jirpadi Tiruvarajanam by Manavala Mamunigal. And I think in Deshika Sampradaya, you have other anikams like Gopal Deshika Anikam, the Ahobala Mat Anikam. So these are also giving Tiruvarajanam in a slightly different way than the Nitya Grantha. Even Parasara Bhatta has made some Anikam, some system of simple Tiruvarajanam. So there's a little bit of variety there. But it was interesting to me that nobody is following exactly the original Nitya Grantha of Ramanuja.
But they followed, all of them followed Nitya Grantha. All of them followed Nitya Grantha.
Yes, they're similar. They're similar, but like
the basis, the fundamental.
Yes, But now coming back to the Sattvika Tyaga, which is mentioned in this verse, the Sattvika Tyaga mantras are used by the Deshika Sampradaya followers. But in Tenacharya Sampradaya followers, they don't normally chant these Sattvika Tyaga mantras. Normally what we do is we only chant at the end, Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buddhyatmanava prakritesa bhavat kuromi yadyat shakalam parasmai Sriman Narayana iti samarpayami. This is what the Tenacharya people are doing, and they say that this is a type of Sattvika Tyaga. Can you say something about whether it is necessary for us to chant the Sattvika Tyaga mantras as they are given in Nitya Grantha and also in the Anakams of Deshika Sampradaya?
Now, it is necessary.
It is necessary. So the Tenacharya people are being lazy. They're just being lazy.
Because we have to doubly confirm in our mind. The attitude of the mind should always be maintained. The same attitude must be maintained. In order to maintain our own attitude, what you call regular exercise. It should be a regular exercise.
So this verse of Nyasa Dasakam really emphasizes, Swami Deshika is really emphasizing the practice of doubly understanding. After we do our Sharanagati, our property, our surrender to the Lord, we should double up, and we should always, every day, at every moment, and every action, we should be doing the Sattvika Tyaga, and to remind us not to think of any of these things as being caused by ourselves or accruing to ourselves.
Yeah, it's only a reminder. Not even a gentle reminder, it's a very harsh reminder. So many times. Yeah. Even in Nyasa Dasaka, you will find a lot of repetitions.
So repetition is okay because it is trying to help us to at every moment remember our position and his position and how we have to relate to him as a shesha, as a servant, and how we are completely dependent on him because we are helpless. We have karpanya, so we have to, in order to continue to think, to feel karpanya, to feel helplessness or hopelessness, we have to keep reminding ourselves how hopeless we are.
Right, you are right. So, let us.
Yeah, I think we went very long today. Thank you so much for that. All that discussion. We covered a lot of topics.
It's past 10:30 now.
Yes. So, Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunasaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः।